Woshe niema akoso mehu se enra Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa betu dwa say nipa enuma the president elect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abomudino muyina magye atum se de edikan monje fuel coupon de toso bi monje car de toso miensa monje allowance de toso nan monje akatua de toso num pedem bia nka ho no fuel coupon ya de yina wow boyen komo na mutimi ba this conclusion.
Thank you Meda Sibebre ene se obekaya yen komodiem ya metaka se in Ghana no many times obintimi nye na djuma instead se be na onya na ye na djuma no ya na ye ta create additional institutions nti ya create so many anti-corruption institutions, and this also is a burden on the public funds, wasteful and fruitless. Enti ye bo media na se wo mo frame no na ade ba kwana hame kakra, and say ye create another institution which will be a burden on the public funds. Na bibise bisemwan mi hun say da bi anhwe ya akwenya mbe wo ho se yemfa asudie anase burden bia into public funds so nje se a national service na ye render enon de ade na edama kuma so pasenka ade ayesi ye betua yenka fuel coupon ni na sefo na anka metria sign, because me gidi say esese obia esom oman ye ne betumi, and it cannot be business as usual. Entina ena eme de panzo se ye shaya ye di tu dwa no obia nipa num ni nyina eti ase se da bi se ye beba meeting a yankasa ye nto ye fuel ne yemra se ye benum ti a to ti me de minum ti enti se enzo na obenum afa bi she o pocket wo ba no aba benum na wo ko baby nti yemfa eka bia nkoto abanso.
Say eduma ben pa na mo be
so kan krata na ye de maye na say we should gather data, and as we should receive petitions or information from the public on abuses of public funds or the looting of public funds and public resources. Inti ejuma ni say amount for the information be breye na information na be brintias yourself very critical of every investigation. If you cannot make sense out of the information, many times your investigation may even be useless. And the information now it may be an information which may be necessary to go to the OSP, or may be necessary to go to the police, or may be necessary to go to Shrach, or may be necessary to go to Yoko. And this here, Yansaka information, and sorry, some of the information may have to go to the Auditor General. Some of them may require audit. And this Yansaka information now, ye boabo no ne de akoma o mampani ye so ni in we na ka say information Yansaka ni na we have classified it. Ye just say we Yoko adwuma ena we Auditor General adwuma ena we so nti eno ebeboa and as ebe facilitate the oral and as the operation recover all loot no.
Eti mo shase agege information nansa match chema classify ne hu say we be kwa ansa investigation nankasa akoso.
Exactly, because see no obi need to me and as you need to me ena mompani ayapan foforo no zo need to me say obetumi aye abaye djuma na say do official activities. In the way I just where ya or preparatory team is just preparation. And the but preparation I didn't I know there nothing else can come near it. It's data information. And that information in the area. In the Ensakasa information na se nyame adom na on the 7th January yes when ina then of friends information be na mo say oh we na Ensaka ye ji say wo the way koma OSP and so the way koma Attorney General and now the way koma so a nja say nya fe na oba we say Abansika kura be for hen be for that some information now I ready. Now so that it doesn't delay the recovery because when him say this is like bleeding, it's like hemorrhage. It's say obi moja etuno. We must stop it immediately and recover. We need that money to run the economy. So the more we delay on it, the worse it is for Ghana. Intermediate said this is a good step to first gather the data and wait for execution.
It's not just say munya ye the saria na yeswe omampani Mahama in no mamutumi na afemu be ye hwehwemu ankasa.
Oh yeah, so my to me be can hona say ye betumi aye dia nyame ndi mu krani ye betumi aye aboa oman bia be. As far as I'm concerned here, whatever we should do to help this country, we should do it because my brother Makana Mesa Kabio said it's unconscionable to see how Ghanaians are being taxed. In fact, I describe the current taxing system not even as a taxation but robbery. Government is robbing the people. And the process of this robbery, and a robbery, what you see government doing with it, party, Uncle Jazz, Uncle Smart, and say, what your taxes? Why was it kada okra? Would you for kakra? Yes, it your e-levy. A friend is COVID, ebako enyene. Ye da sutia 1,000 asefo. Na ubehena ye di 58 million akotu amana. Enyasi foundation, but among for foundation. No, a hole for the foundation. Ubetini asi ye di about $12 million. Akoye Palugu Dam. Beko na shi ni ho. Sky train, yemi say Captain Smart, what Sky train mo da won. About yesi about 3 million. Eko. Say ye poor man say ya better na ye. Enti ehu here power said it should not be business as usual. Some people are asking that, oh, so why don't we just ask the people to go to Yoko or go to this? I said, then you are thinking of business as usual. This is a desperate situation which requires desperate solutions.
Wow, it's a current tax regime, no, a robbery and yet taxation.
What we are doing is not taxation anymore. Say yes, you are being taxed. Normally, it looks at some value addition or income generated.
Okay.
But tax which has nothing to do with these two things is a robbery. For instance, who Captain Smart may know you call supermarket and as a shop. Here could assuming say who spend 10,000. Now me spend 10,000. Now who the cash bottom now you 10,000 now. Who bet you 10,000? Yes sir.
But why?
But se me may use momo. Ye the skabe ka I will be taxed. Now near ya kran say 10,000 now me triano. Part of it employer tax. Intimidate abai me tax no na me say tria tax. Is that taxation? That is robbery. Just say abai yemra wait me have so aji amount for sika. It's no more taxation. That is why I call it robbery. And none of them have challenged me on that.
You are referring to e-levy?
The e-levy, I think, is robbery. Not only e-levy, many other things like the domestic debt exchange and a whole lot of things that government is just robbery. Nipa mede wude meka. Nema fraga jiro se kanu uzika nukura untimi enye. Ena ni nsiwana se interest nsusukura no memo up to this time ansana memo. Umpu. That is the situation.
And yet, Domelevo, sheda and respect audit report. I remember time I'm a word domino, na my auditor general's report, na me the king account, na ya public accounts committee, na Marco Shia, na ma discuss after from Crawford about auditor general's report. Ye be really nano, you say ya forward it and the call. Attorney General's office on a sense of prosecute. Then you be really wasted media houses in air time. Now, Ankusushi, how different is this committee or group going to be?
Yes, Entina committee Nankasa at moment, like I said, its mandate is just to collect data. But there is the need to move beyond collecting the data. Meaning is that Ghanaians are expecting to know the extent to which our resources or our monies have been looted. That's not what Ghanaians want. They want the recovery of that money and possibly the perpetrators punished. Miji said, if I can sense the mood of Ghanaians, that is what they are looking for. Until we need government, the incoming administration may have to work with several institutions, including the Office of the Auditor General. Only the Auditor General Office play a very important role in the fight against corruption. I've always positioned that there is no institution in this world which has the mandate to fight or give deadly blows to corruption than the Office of the Auditor General. Because Auditor General, institutional, they go around all the government institutions looking through their books, their records, everything. And at the end of the day, if you go to Article 187 Clause 7B, it says that Auditor General in the performance of his functions under the Constitution or any other law may disallow the item of expenditure which is contrary to law and surcharge the person. And given that mandate, the Auditor General stands very tall in giving deadly blow. And the successive Auditors General before I came into office, they were playing journalistic roles. They produced their report only to tell us how it has been misused. And Tina occupy Ghana, Echo Court against Auditor General. Fortunately for me, 4 months into my administration, the Supreme Court ruled that the Auditor General must do those things. And I started doing those things. Suddenly, say to me, Ekoso Eyene Kesia, Ebema yet me abo, a public funds no home buying. Said the amount for Sika, Enyania, Omope. And to say, ye Auditor General free what? Meka de Biasi say, ye Jessica with a surcharger. And no, and enough. Because I don't know, say a cosa route na or route na. What it will mean is that Daniel Betimaka said, me J Abansika de Enya mepe. Yes, a charging us, yes, in family and I'm the Abba. I'm sure interest rate, some kobo business from Bank of Ghana and as a commercial banker, a bit higher than how much I'm supposed to pay back until may use Abansika move. So there must be additional punishment. That is why the Auditor General's action is the civil side of the offense. Attorney General has the mandate to now go and address the criminal side of the offense. Because anytime there is something like theft, corruption, or an offense, a criminal offense, which must be equally addressed. And the Timima anti-corruption agencies, and also we have too many anti-corruption agencies. Adebakwa Mishu say, or merge some of the anti-corruption agencies because and also fruitless and wasteful for the country. For instance, just 2 Yoko, our offices, head office, region, district. Say yes, a OSP, national, region, district, a kabubro as. So we make these 2 institutions. And all the mandate of Yoko become part of the OSP mandate, or the OSP mandate becomes part of the Yoko mandate. And what it means is that already there are regional and district offices. We don't need to go employ new people. Only that the mandate has been increased. Sebe employ only 1 or 2 people, so that there may be value for money in the use of government funds. Thank you, Minia.
Ayana. Why Auditor General de me so I auditors mu feel saying say bia mu brim mu jani eye nhwehwemu audit ministries, departments and agencies area na sankosi hwia ya mu feel saying
because captain auditing nyagro na fenso so enye say technical work ne keke there is a high risk in it because obi awabokro no de and Mekande Bianzo say any corrupt person is a very empowered person because once he's corrupt, the process of corruption, he is ready to lose some of them to protect himself. He can hire policemen, he can hire tax, he can even engage the judiciary said that everything will go in his favor. Nti se wo risk ko yesa no ma we nyina wie na obetia ne say ye hold the public accounts na ye masachi wo mu na obi aka kire o say generators echo off nti o mantimi an use system no nti na o man record generator nti na and obetia the end of it engosi aga enye nti na I respect those who drafted our constitution, which says that the Auditor General can take it on himself to disallow the expenditure and surcharge. And also, oh yeah, according to clause 9 of Article 187, immediately the Auditor General surcharges you, the issue is away from Parliament. If you don't agree, according to clause 9, it says you should appeal at the High Court. And to go to court and say that the amount you say I should refund, I don't agree. Now, if the court agrees, then you have to pay. If the court doesn't agree, then it means the Auditor General made mistakes somewhere. In my case, some of the disallowance and surcharges were set aside by the court for some procedural errors. At times, some notices which will go to the people was not sent. You know how public servants they work. So you give the notice to the people, go and serve. You didn't serve. There's no evidence of serving, so the court may put it aside. But in a Zoom Lion's case, I think 411 million, the High Court ruled in my favor to say that, yes, we did everything right, so you should pay the money. Except that he appealed to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court of the land, who in Occupy Ghana versus Attorney General, says the Auditor General has the mandate to surcharge everybody, whether you are a public servant or not, now said, oh, it is only when that person is guilty of fraud, which it doesn't exist in our laws. So the Supreme Court imported words into the Constitution, and that is it. When they speak, you can't say anything. I vehemently disagree with them, but I respect their position.
JB. So, you're at Domelevo, one question. Your boy would any 4 others. Eka se mumra me eche na mum merhwehwe nkofo de mamu no edin started popping by one of them Chema Wuntumi, another one Asante Bede too na Gabi Ochredako, and those names Cecilia Dapa ne edin bebre Asante Eboboba. I mean, those names now, are you going to look for those names and look for
one man, one name?
One man, one name. One man, one name. Oh, they go for 2 grand show. Yes.
Martin Kwebu.
Yes.
And Wuntumi, Kofi Boache. And Ono Ankasa so Gabi Ochredako and Osafumafo. Asante Bede too. And Omodemao.
How does this name makes you feel?
I don't know who shared this one, but it's very hilarious. It's very interesting. Now, no credit woman is information be out because our committee is not to also serve people's personal interests or vindictive moods that they want us to go. And this out information the value of it or on the surface of it, if it carries some weight. And then we pack it and say this requires further investigation to go. And yes, what to recover say Muma onungo fesi Domelevo or ongo fesi abrokwa dabi. In fact, let me be honest with you. Audit or investigation is based on facts. Ebiana umpek Gabi asem no problem. Ubetimi dinidiamba, but we dinidimba you baby zaze na waye. And where's the evidence? And so we need evidence in there. But I don't think we can go further unless you have the evidence or you point us to where the evidence is. Then we can go and look at it. If Humanasi AG said no, this smells of corruption or abuse of office or something fouler, then we will take the next action. But if you have said ordinarily not just liking the person, say be our chairman Wuntumi nti umpena 70 investigating. I mean, say no question. I'm very sure, sir. All the members of the committee are people with integrity, and we will maintain a high level of integrity Anya dia the committee no me said be witch hunting and etc. No.
But so committee no more mandates no I don't know say more mandates na ka ho say suspected cases of corruption and corruption related issues no to me investigating there.
At the moment we are not investigating. Okay. And I make and say at the moment we are collecting data. So data no the Maya say about data no. On the surface of it, what they call prima facie case. On the surface of the data, if it is irregular, we will put it aside. We will classify it and say this data too came, but it doesn't look like corruption and corruption related type of offense or abuse of public funds. But these ones look like yes. Let me say abansika akudimo, something of that nature. Yeah.
Nti patwa he ne ye be humu ne ye the information na bremo.
Yeah, the betujwa. Chairman, the information be betujwa, including office and then contact number and maybe a dedicated email address where people can even send information to. Yeah, once a committee in rank one, we are not even 1 day yet, a day old yet. Premature the best amount for say umunya butra akra enchibia animanimi ya be say ye di number betujwa na location any email address na say for no ye di na betujwa why
because ye penintam di abramu
metiasie me no ya
penintam di abramu
na me ka kiro ye share no ye kan say ye nya ntem ye mpe sanoma na intent because amount for ati say yati committee here. There's no room for sleeping. We must start working.
Because the entire yemubi oha ye sing kite course ba from say ese mahama woni sa election we no eye say ketase she proye ene kankan no ye ntimi ntu ase de but ese etimi ba from nipa ewia sika oman sika wenya suro kakra bi but ase ye kroma no eja Domelevo uwia sika ase unsuro
because there are no consequences. I said it always, especially if you are part of the government. In the Nusuna message, say the Montpellier dada or somebody washas, you know, and yes, a previous administration kekeso. There be a sort twaso. Emma or she said on one nipa wapao no, they also conform with the same principles.
Now, more duration be a more eba beye jubedi. Maybe a more time frame be say maybe by December 15th and January 7th no more we and I said to Amusa from this time to when.
Social letter the Maya now my time frame because the nuclear woman is nobody knows the magnitude of the problem. Yeah, oh yeah, what you and I will know maybe just the tip of the iceberg. Maybe just the tip of the iceberg. And me assure say when we get to the point where there is a swearing in and the new administration takes over, I'm sure they will give us new direction.
Okay.
And I think we all have to work together as Ghanaians and me obi ensuro say ebia committee eba betata na nasi bibisa da bi me nanye juma as Ghanaians steady Captain Smart o kan no katase share pro no adoko o man too much e say e brena say o man bi ani wa e betumi atum pon kwan e say tu pon eso na omo enhwe katase share pro corruption there is no single country on this earth without corruption. But here they are broso. I say a bomb modena esote.
From where you sit, how big is the problem?
Nobody actually knows the problem, my brother. As it is now, I don't think anybody knows how big the problem is. But the problem is huge. Let me give you some scenarios and you look at it. At least starting from the cathedral. I was in a program in Malawi, and Obi Frem Obi Sam say, Daniel, when they say 58 million Ghanaian dollars, how much is that in US dollars? And so who told you that Ghana has dollars? We don't have dollars. So the dollar you saw there is US dollars. And also, what? You mean 58 million US dollars for a cathedral. I'm saying you didn't read well. You didn't say for cathedral, for digging the hole for the foundation. It's not even for the foundation, but the hole for the foundation. And the guy who must work actually said, put the 50 million aside. Even the 8 million is too much for a cathedral from his point of view. In a poor African country, that is one. Who they are not in China. Look at Bank of Ghana. I don't know whether the figure is correct. They should forgive me if it is not correct. I'm hearing that they've spent close to 250 million in putting up the new office.
$255 million.
How much?
$255 million.
Thank you. And how many floors?
I think I said well, men kind floors no, but there were kakra.
Yes, Lemfan is about 23 floors.
Hey, Debbie.
A bit 23, a bit 24. I don't know which of them, but Lemfan is even 24 floors or even 25 floors. Each floor is costing us $10 million.
Calculation not to what that's all about. Why your calculation there?
Are we using gold and silver putting up the building? What amounts now? And you'll be back at your problem. So we have to, as a country, not this committee, I'm sorry. As a country, we have to address the issue of value for money. Question I see a business say, Captain Smart, say as if Usika SSR Dina, would the $255 million in a BC?
Debbie.
That's the question. Whom fancy they are about send here this as can AC. Because our children are not having a place to attend school. Our mothers and ourselves go to hospital and you see the type of treatment we meet over there. You drive on roads which have manholes. In fact, I was in Ghana I voted before leaving the country.
Okay.
Madam Fubi Eba and I see me kwako sino a pram side of her. Oh, me drew interchange, at motorway interchange, na many aji. Me say, oh, beautiful. This is nice for the country Ghana. Me chumbasi. I mean, say 200 meters. We say, how do we reconcile these things? Very beautiful edifice which meets international standard. Then you move and it is at village standard.
Oh.
What is wrong with that? Not even a kilometer away. It's less than a kilometer away from the interchange on the Aflau Road. I don't know if you have used it.
Okay. Now,
I want to so on coming to say, Miti as a young coffer. See a coffer come here who say, so, yes, but say, oh my, your potential. And over the years, we have only lived on potential. We never harvest the potential into reality. Now, said the Wosikai said, Ufa audit report and Gosiaga. How? Who can be baby? I am Yakra say, the developed countries not go council. You mean you raise an audit observation on abuse of public funds and it has not been resolved and the officer is still at post? Means not at post, enjoying. The person is still enjoying. The best that may happen, or the worst rather, that may happen is you may be reclassified from senior so and so to senior so and so.
Patro minim sebia baby, patro pen ni paper bell.
But your question, Mantio.
You will say, who pen ni paper or chances here?
But your Davi.
And coming mount my list, be 7B at to her kwanza.
But your first sending me a WhatsApp.
Oh, when the medeba WhatsApp do.
And the Buboda
first one year, Adriana and Mona assay. Our mother come here, Maddy D. It was secondary school. No, the Tosso Ebium a Dion Noah Bossy, Bank of Ghana, a dino.
Okay.
The Tosso me and say, e-gate now, but Umiako Bia no na, ne board didn't change airport name moon and I Tosso 4. Maybe the number 5. I am a cement na Akoka National Cathedral Nimono. What do I value? No woman to cement, mammy. Someone
I don't quite hear some.
Say I'm fine, Jumano.
With the 2 minutes.
And here number 5. Number 6. Put him the hamper.
There
Oh, share there.
Oh, fertilizer also crack. Fertilizer no.
Share me. Maybe anyone power.
Fertilizer no more.
Fertilizer makuma ku 12,000. Former Greek minister say Efum Ponko asese dwane. Efum Ponko asese no edi adwane. And then number 7 157 million Ghana cedis aban twa ye say yemfa nkotete kwem potholes no yanko pache me baby ametene yam pache me pothole ene baby amatu kwan de ka afaso ina so yam pache pothole de etoso enwotwe me didi na be WhatsApp Ghana National Fire Service aban ne say or the $48 million out of fire tender mona mamu me ankasa maye me investigation fire service say ya me no kase for the past 3 years we need tender be a mono today no so yakwohe and then number 9
ambulance
number 9 ambulance contract na spare parts contract na spare parts no sika ye de be say ambulance na say no ne bo no din ambulance na yekoto emono baako and number 10 polugu vice president say ye $12 million polugu ye de polugu dam no ye wie one of the ultra modern dams in the world ye koya eno edi ho
number 11 number 11 Keta Sea Defense.
Dabi Keta nya Sea Defense Keta airport no.
Airport.
Harbor.
Oh, okay. I'll say Idam.
I'll say Idam. That is a Domelevo. Etina Keta Harbor. And also Harbor ni ho by a fast CEO and a yafa eye nipa makomako edunson aka ne ho. Ena wo mo ye adwuma boso so yetwa mo ka habo no eni ho ena final bonds dodo akenoforiata arezi okromani na nipa ba ko pe templating oto 80% of Ghana ye bonds are rezi ye no menti ase na mahwe no nso ama me ena fei enterprise group any groups ahodo a ye bob besia ye se wo mo no ye 10% ema wo mo no sa niema be 13 ni pe na mpesa mo hwem mam ti melist ya ma why
mbaja melist mame na
melist ma so me twa to TV so say melist ya ma
yes
ejampa
baji yo medase
oje asem ye ni ho
oh what the me the melist ni be ka ode no
na o do listen
na be 20
na 20
so o dey 13 me the 7 be ka na 20
na 20 mo je sas kan ma ya
buffer stock e so mo hwe ho
buffer stock
na NSS National Service Secretary
recruitment na twagu mu eno me ya me de document no emba dabi me de ma NSS boss ye aye wo for SSB
okay
also ye mo hwehwe mo and me ya me forward document ne ma no
ye wi ya hwe energy ministry
ewo eje Domelevo mi refi ayi Ameri from Takoradi to Kumasi $41 million
yeah
and also minim say bia na abofo ne fi soro be so Ameri ne konkumase o say eye den o na ma check no nyina ma me why ti me ye list na ma why and I mean true officially
Dabi ultimi etro betimi the list na ma ye be review Captain you definitely you be back to find out more information if you have then from there we recommend that this needs investigation by the UCO, by OSP, by Auditor General, by Susu and so until yebe as say na the pass more my information yen na say aboa na o man efa ne ntuma pa efra intimeda as a captain na me meeting for
but me the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation so be kan home the GBC be so amount
Mate.
Any PDS, why?
Aje, you. And the madam say.
But that's it. Daniel Domelevo, a former Auditor General. And I would say, you know, a bo eye enkomo no enti enipa num
obi akohia ne bita
me say anya yie kura no wo de kodi remand 1 month pe na bra
wa de da ho eno kai no enye ye biase ye pedipa na seba da se bisa dom dom friend na no mo bisa question o bisa question not me here no a we are depend on answer no na fi ye hu se ja open na be dem wa na say obey de
because Victor Kusibuate ye mfa reverend bi asoso na koya asem leading the Victor Kusibuate now I call remand 2 weeks.
Okay. And Cecilia Dapa $43 million.
Call remand.
Auditor River.
Professor Poko Yina, former chairman, Church of Pentecost. No, I call remand. Now I ba. Oh, no, be any swat than ho.
Me, yes, na essay, you know. Galamsey. Yeah, here's a contaminated license. No, Muyenda Bay.
Corruption will be a baby out to say the Domelevo.
Oh, but
corruption will London. Corruption will America. Corruption will baby. But Sikebi why I do we are unintelligent criminal. The same people when we are unintelligent criminals. We are very transparent with the criminality. Now we must say system no how yes no basa me list no throw the heavy.
Me dem kakra be come e be na refi say me the backup oh yeah na me
backup
me the jongo ma
o menya o pe me na o menya me a wo no mbeba o mehwe o be hu ye da ye wa ba ye ba ye ne fire service for be bon komo na say ati say maybe on the ballot boxes go mo twaja to me na hye
advisors wo kodum na
do one as do one oba e bebusa no ke be bebusa no
maybe on question you go fire tender dey o
ana me tender na ni abiro TV3 say we cannot rule out acid no free club so
hey obra te 3 FM
o say
obra afeyo
market
o te 3 FM to go bisa request o
I throw do me won me score no phone so no
I to cobra ko bisa request bra
afeyo market so
ade majority leader the soon coming king
Jebi so wonyo Jebi safo yes e koye recollation ballot boxes name papers ni na she
ye beto fufuro
enti say na no ye dey here ko
beto fufuro
ukwa to crowd dey na ko
ye beto fufuro me baby omo so mo ye recollation ni na no omo miem no mo to fufuro he udi na mi ni bra beto ni ye hwe na police fo jejina ho obi a ho bi je do mo to ni ye hwe
ba sem we susu nka ye fine pa o aka no don pre ho sei
na ti ato ye bi
obi ati ase
mo da mo pa ye betumi afa mo ka hoska mo meto no Flagstaff house anim ha CCTV cameras wo ha be bia mo meto no ha anodo prebelu support all
isi won nyame na so na one creative police station e wo Jubilee House
na ko no
ma me no so police Jubilee House na hwe wa wo ye Jubilee House obo frɛ say
Jesus
how can you do this
no we are strategic we are strategic
o there be anyway
we are strategic o no mo say ba obi abeko
bra we are strategic
ba mo mutu mo di I want to be frank up to no free use o he me kan to bia dey go for we mention o
nipa nye it be some corruption there yeah very beautiful analogy nene nansa edwuma ya yete we say you catch us sika ni edwuma we mu ya dada
oh
say you ka say edwuma we ya ye sabe ho nye da na ye boa enam say wa onim say ho ode ntina wunya problem a me na ode brebe no ode be fia say you solve ma power to me ba ko e wa edwuma we ho no we ya danya mitisi abonten asesi ya ene ya elder abeya obeton BOG
na you correct
elder wie pe
ade ebe tum
abema tahazi
ene osada oso o ma otaza no achi no ma 5 na no ye ma ne ye fe no
eno no 1000 cities no
ebe di fufu
enya corruption
david ehun
maji na me ko
ehun jupa
eno me ne jebi ye kwasa danfo sofo bi o ma jebi 3000
ye kodi ye no
ye kodi ye no me no mam sa de na mba na maka
yeah, that's
Mama bribe.
Yeah, that's it.
So what's the making? But sir, me media general hey. Na elder Mako Kumasi also captain. Na ka me pese me bantam na me betua sika mamo. Na me ntimi nduru nkran ti wo de wanya bedru yi. Na yakwasi ada exchange wo be kwa adwuma. Ukọ airport de. The media general advert na ma be ye no sika yi. Na ukọ a fa be adwuma mpanifo.
Na bi ande eno sa no udi aye krofo.
Na me kai na me bedru airport a na me diska no. Me bedru adwuma na ma hye da twitwa bag ho sa krofo awia me.
Na bi ansa no ye krofo.
Me ye adwuma station bi won kan ha ya.
Okay, stations me no pen wo ye. Ojo do ka me hu. Me
mbo bia so di. Sales ni ba ko. Ye tro company ni din wo receipt no check so a. Omo bia account foforo using the same edina. Enti ebia JB Smart Limited a. Omo so akobie company JB Smart Limited. It is a what tro check na ma in the name of the company na. No mo de akoto sa account ni.
No mo akwa yi.
Because you ma ye chi wo mo nyina.
Na dey no obodi.
Me dey some most station be. You see eno na ye ka no. We ye minister, we ye den, ye yanche wa ponche e be che odwan. We ye minister.
Yeah, and it's true.
It is how we suffer akọ preach. We nya wo so suffer obi aba wasam lo be preach na o che won ka ho a o twen Petruska.
Sisi aso ko me appointment for Robert. Obe wo say this is for you. Omo mbepe this is. Omo so amponche ne body ne banchi.
Eno no Ghana enye.
Mahama so mbe fufu.
Yeah, sure. Eno enye Ghana for you. Say we ye DC. Na ebia contractor bia ye adwuma waye ne yie nyese waye no tantantan na honorable
je we na for travel num and enye boss
me ye ni problem
and
na mom contract ni sika na say ko contractor no wo ko gimu percentage aye no wo case hwe PDS kenanado ne baga boyfriend alete no so the boys ye say
o say
baya we susu de ne brafo ya do say
why ya
akufa do baga
emu ne say ne maye miensa
ha Mickey me. Any alert in Mickey me. Mickey me. What be free?
What's that?
Be Jubilee House now let this one be Jessica $10 million.
Of money broken heart.
What you said Domelevo and can ya drink also. Bank of Ghana dying yes way. Yes said 20 floor. Say 20 floors sir. Would they say 24 cry? Let's just say each floor be $10 million.
$10 million.
How? How? I mean how? Me am chamo pokuina. Where the enemy yet to amuna we yato. Ya botokro we yato. Na Pentecost akato se baby abuasu. You see, never be owa. Ayana, yam fasa wunim we nto nchenyo. No, me I don't go that way. Yanka se pagana baby abebo Ghana foasu. Ba me yakro ampene me ye monesu.
Saba me onye
very good. Enti ye boss amena we yato $58 million. And no say Victor Kusibuatin. No poku ina so tene nchen. Question if you kuja to ho ba. Na Africa Kofi Boache wa ba.
That's open the style man.
I don't know.
That's open the style man.
Enti ebia chamono poku ina yi nsam na no ina wie ye no. Ye hu say Captain Smart de bi obo papa itire so. Nso na no sofo pani no. De bi Captain Smart bo papa itire so. Ba papa ni yi nsam na no. Ye hu say sika no. One sign be
yes
and that's on nim ho hwe e no mo disperse won achi ntopoku ina wo so me am ba betra he asaka then the Victor wo na wo se wanya sika watumi abo aban besia eti wo de ya asam ne ye hwehwe no mo ju kwatwiri mu kakra bansa and that's opoku ina so abo no opoku ina so akodem because Pentecost nyame onye corrupt
makio nyame
nkopon onye corrupt wo na happy. Like we are near committees or Church of Pentecost. Me a say executive council say then some $5 million. Echo National Cathedral here.
We are now.
No, I know there. We should have an open forum in the church and question our leaders, the leaders of the Church of Pentecost. We should question the leaders of the Church of Pentecost. Say then I'm at $5 million. No, and yet they are called National Cathedral. Meanwhile, meanwhile, we are say. Asorosika yam fa hand dan mobi
asorosika
ba asorosika di tutokuru
omo de kwa ya do ye
Really?
Oh, some money here.
Me am too often me nibi.
O say. Na so onko ka chamo so wo yeska.
Oh, that be see when the year can. And no kai um ko ye um dey akonya accident.
Oh.
Five service ni so John